Welcome to our channel. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Warning: the following contains images of graphic violence and not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Early life and career. Richard Evonitz was born on July 29, 1963, at Providence Hospital in Columbia, South Carolina, to Joseph and Tess Evonitz. He had two siblings, Kristen, born in July 1968, and Jennifer, born in March 1971. The family was dysfunctional. His parents separated when he was a baby, and again when he was 12. They officially divorced in 1985. Richard's father was an alcoholic who frequently passed out after drinking. He also frequently belittled his family, calling them runs and peons. His father drowned Richard's dog in front of him. When Richard was only 6, Joseph attempted to drown him. Later, Richard's wives would claim that he experienced nightmares about his father. After graduating from Irmo High School in 1980, Evonitz worked briefly as the manager of a Jiffy Lube before joining the United States Navy. He then served as a sonar technician and received a Good Conduct Medal before being honorably discharged after 8 years of service. Following his stint in the Navy, Evonitz worked steadily at businesses that sold compressors and grinding equipment. Unable to keep up with bills following a divorce, he filed for bankruptcy in 1997. He had a house foreclosed in 1999 after a failed business venture. At the time of his death, Evonitz had been working at an air compressor company since moving to South Carolina a few years earlier. Criminal history: assaults. On January 3, 1987, Evonitz pulled up beside Kelly Ballard, 15, in his car in Jacksonville, Florida, and exposed himself and masturbated while she walked her 3-year-old sister down the street. The following day, Evonitz was seen following Kelly and her mother in a mall parking lot. Kelly and her mother took down his license plate information and alerted the police. He was arrested a month later when his ship returned to port. He entered a plea of no contest and was sentenced to 3 years probation. Evonitz told the police that he had a problem masturbating in front of girls. Evonitz was also suspected of a 1,994 abduction and a 1,995 rape in Spotsylvania, Virginia. Murder of Sarah Cherry. Main article: Dennis DeCane case. On July 6, 1988, 12-year-old Sarah Margaret Cherry was abducted while babysitting at a home in a rural part of Bowdoin, Maine. Several days later, Cherry's body was found hidden in a wooded area. She had been bound with rope, sexually assaulted with birch sticks, stabbed, and then strangled with a scarf. On March 18, 1989, Dennis DeCane was convicted for the murder. However, DeCane has filed a number of appeals, maintaining that he is innocent, and the circumstances surrounding his conviction remain controversial. Evonitz served as a sonar technician aboard USS Kolsch, which was based at Portland, Maine from May 8, 1988 to May 31, 1989, while the ship was undergoing a refit at the Bath Iron Works facility. Deirdre and Wright, the founder of the University of Virginia Law School's Innocence Project, has linked Evonitz to Cherry's murder due to similarities with his modus operandi. Evonitz had access to a white Toyota Corolla similar in description to a vehicle sighted near where Cherry's body was found, and he was known to have frequently visited Brunswick Naval Air Station Commissary, 13 miles, 21 kilometers, south of Bowdoin. DNA evidence recovered from Cherry's body was unable to be compared to Evonitz's profile due to being deemed insufficient. DeCane remains incarcerated at Maine State Prison in Warren, Maine. Route 29 stalker. See also: missing persons cases along U.S. Route 29 in Virginia. At 7:30 a.m. on March 2, 1996, 25-year-old Alicia Sholter Reynolds left her Baltimore, Maryland residence to drive to Charlottesville, Virginia. At 6 p.m., Alicia's car was found abandoned along a highway near Culpeper, Virginia. Witnesses later came forward to police saying they had seen Alicia along Route 29, talking to a man with a blue pickup truck on the side of the road. Her body was discovered in a wooded area 15 miles, 24 kilometers, to the southeast of where she had gone missing on May 7, 1996. Although the cause of death has not been released, investigators believe that she had been murdered. On September 22, 1996, the burned remains of 20-year-old and Carolyn McDaniel were discovered by sportsmen exercising their dogs just 10 miles, 16 kilometers, from where Reynolds' body was found. McDaniel, who had cerebral palsy, was last seen leaving a group home for mentally and physically disabled adults in the town of Orange. On September 18, 1996, trying to hitchhike along Route 29. Authorities believe Evonitz may have killed McDaniel after discovering scribbled directions to Reynolds' dump site in one of his footlockers. Lisk Silva murders. On September 9, 1996, Evonitz abducted 16-year-old Sophia Marlene Silva from her home in Spotsylvania County, Virginia. After she returned from school near Lorilla Park, she was last seen doing her homework on her front steps, and was taken without an apparent struggle or any witnesses. Her decomposed body was found a month later in Burkwood Creek off State Route 3 in King George County. She was wrapped in a white cover, and her pubic hair had been shaved off. On May 1, 1997, Evonitz abducted sisters Kristen Michelle Lisk, 15, and Catherine Nicole Lisk, 12, from their front lawn on Blockhouse Road in Spotsylvania County, Virginia. Both were last seen getting off their respective school buses. Their father came home from work later to find no sign of his daughters except Kristen's book bag lying discarded in the front yard. After sexually assaulting them, Evonitz strangled the sisters and dumped their bodies in the South Anna River. Their bodies were found 5 days later.
Good afternoon. What an honor today to be standing here in this guest speaker. I had the opportunity to meet Carol Robinson, 16 years old. She was a victim of so many times. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving Kyra a warm Virginia welcome.
Thank you. First, I want to say hello, good afternoon, Academy graduates, and friends and family. I want to extend to each of you graduates a sincere congratulations. You each deserve to be sitting where you are today. I was in your shoes just a few months ago, so I know where you are right now. All of your hard work and dedication has now come to fruition and is now over. And in front of you is a tabula rasa, a blank slate, to do with what you desire. That being said, I would like to offer you a few words of wisdom that I have learned from my own life and experiences. Never give up, treat others with respect and kindness, and do what you love. When I was 15 years old, I was your average 15-year-old girl, but going on 30. But something happened to me in my 15th year that would forever change my life and my future. On June 24, 2002, I was kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and held for 18 hours by Richard Marc Evonitz. If this name sounds familiar, that's because this is the man who was eventually tied to the death of 3 girls who together formed one of Virginia's most notorious unsolved cases. Evonitz held me, as I now realize, planned on taking my life. And yet, here I stand for each and every one of you today. Let me tell you what happened. I fought. The entire 18 hours, I feared I was alive. I sat back, waited, observed, calculated what it would take. I knew I would survive, and I knew I would find a way out. I gathered as much information about him as I could, so that when information became clear, I could escape. The whole body slept, I was not restrained, and was able to escape the apartment he did. Evonitz was located 3 days later, and a police pursuit ended with his suicide. You may be asking yourself right now, how did a 15-year-old girl find the presence of mind to stay calm and outwit her captor? To be honest, I wondered a similar question when I hear other survivor stories. When I was in the academy, we heard the story of an officer from Beaufort who was shot multiple times in the line of duty and had and stayed calm enough to get on his radio, give a description of the man who shot him, give a thorough, detailed account of where he was located, as well as essentially drag himself to the road where he could be located instantly. Throughout this story, I wondered to myself, would I be able to do the same thing? Under stress, pain, and duress, if I were in his situation, could I not only survive, but fight to live? All the while, I never realized that I had already done just that in my own past. So, what is the secret? The secret is inside each one of you. I know unequivocally that faced with a dire situation, each of you could survive. Although I sincerely hope that none of you are faced with this type of circumstance, here's what you would expect. In the moment, your brain enters autopilot. Fight or flight kicks in. All non-essential information, stimuli, and emotions are switched off, and you do what you have to do to survive. And trust me, you'll fight. I feel that most people, myself included, cannot offer an explanation after where the strength came from in this situation. So consider this. The strength comes from something that's connected to you. The second thing I learned is the importance of treating others with kindness and respect. After my escape, I experienced many sides of personality. Some of these things were really stuck with me and affected my perspective. Consider which side you're moving. Regardless of the quote of the statement, would you be the one who stepped into 2 days after being kidnapped and say, no, it's not me, right? Or would you be the one who gets her with your courage, takes her under your wing, you treat her like a daughter, and create a job and thus a nurturing family environment for her? These were the reactions of 2 of my local sheriffs after my kidnapping, and I think it's obvious which of the 2 garners the most respect and therefore loyalty. Remember that every witness, every victim, and yes, every suspect you encounter is a person with their own individual emotions and experiences. Don't become hardened and only see the situation instead of the person in the situation. Consider each individual independently of all the others you've experienced in the past. Approach each person the way you would want your family to be treated, whether it's your sweet little granny or a knuckleheaded brother. This will get you much farther than the cop mentality and emotional perspective. The final piece of advice I'll offer is this: love your job. Growing up, I was always told to find a job that I love. The money won't matter. As long as you have a job that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. I was lucky enough to essentially fall into a job that I absolutely love as a sheriff's deputy. When you love your job, you'll approach each day with energy and the desire to do your best. We all know that